Hello, good morning. It's Thursday, 10:30, and I am here, dear friends, to talk about mental health. My name is Tamara Noel, and I am the owner and the therapist at Wisdom Solutions, mental health therapist at Wisdom Solutions of the CSRA. It's a office where we provide mental health. And what I do is that I help people take care of their souls. I help people with their relationships with themselves and their relationships with their loved ones and their environments. So today I'm doing something different. I am actually going live from the Wisdom Solutions page. So I might not have anybody with me live, but I decided I'm going to start doing those English lives, broadcasting from the Wisdom Solutions and the Tamara Noel Speaks web, uh, not web page, just to encourage people there. I have a few people who like the page. I figured I'll bring you guys something and then I'll share it on my personal page later. But really, the plan would be to get as many people as possible to the actual practice page and my speaking page, so that way I can kind of keep things separate a little bit. But I know I have over 2,000 friends on my personal page. So when I broadcast from my page, you guys are right there with me. Forgive me, I'll share it on my page later. But I'm encouraging you to please come over to Wisdom Solutions of the CSRA page and come over to the Tamara Noel Speaks page and like the page, so that way you can get the information first in there. I know I have two people with me. I can't see who they are, but I greet you. Hi, Shalom. Thank you for being with me. So, anyways, I do these lives, one on Tuesdays at 10:30. I share in Creole, which is my native language, um, and on Thursdays I share in English, and it's about mental health. Everything I say and do is about mental health because I believe that true health starts with mental health, and there's no health without mental health. And if you've heard me speak before, you know that I like to take time to distinguish between a mental illness and mental health. Today, again, I was speaking with someone about the whole idea of mental health and the challenge that those of us in the field face. And the person, rightfully so, said, that our country, needs mental health. We need to take care of ourselves, of our mental health. Um, and I shared how I found it bizarre because it's so readily available, and yet people don't take advantage of it. And my person said, well, we don't think we need it. And I think one of the reasons we don't think we need it, we don't take care of it, is because we don't really know and understand what it is. So one of my goals is to bring awareness about mental health and really tell the story, tell the true story, tell the truth about mental health. Okay, so those lives are about the truth about mental health, what it is and what it's not. It's not. So mental illness, you may or may not um, need to deal with a mental illness, because not everybody suffers from the same illnesses, and some people happen to, just like some people have no physical ailment, some people may not suffer from an actual um, mental illness, which those are, from I don't want to get into that, but they are illnesses in their own rights, right? And those we think of a lot. We hear about, depression, anxiety, bipolar, schizophrenia, schizoaffective disorders, and post-traumatic stress disorders. Those are all like actual diagnosed illnesses that people deal with, and not all of us will. There are conditions, there are genetic, biological, environmental, social conditions that line up to for someone to suffer from a mental illness. So, yes, not all of us suffer from one, but definitely we all gotta be mindful of our mental health. We have to mind our mental health, because what mental health is, and to put it plain and simple, mental health the the well-being of your mind, the well-being of your emotions, the well-being of yourself. The concept of self, who you are, and being at peace, and being in your elements, and the ability to connect at a deeper level, to develop meaningful relationships, to know yourself, ability to the way you view your environment and your world. So all that has to do with mental health, and it's a lot that comes to play. And mental health affect every areas of our lives, our relationships, and our decisions making, and all that. So yeah, that's important, and we all need to take care of that. So under the broad umbrella of mental health, today and lately I've been talking about what we call cognitive distortions, what we call different mindsets, and I've been calling these lives mind your mindset. What do I call mindset? What It's your way. It's the mindset is made of just some core beliefs, some recurring thoughts, some things that you believe, and those beliefs are what you act out, is what we all act out. So different types of mindset. So last time I had mentioned filtering, how we filtering is how in our mind. Well, I don't want to. I don't know if I should go into that, but I'll encourage you to look at the other lives. Okay, but briefly, filtering is when you just focus, zero in one particular aspects of a situation, of a person, of a thing, and then you unable to see anything else. And some of us operate from that standpoint, from that mindset in life. Um, and also in previous recordings, I talked about the importance of knowing and understanding, and being able to identify your own mindset, your own core beliefs, and your own, and just the difference between functional thoughts that are helpful versus faulty thinking that are not so helpful. I talked about all that. If you go down my list or check my YouTube, you can see some of these. But today, the mindset I want to tackle is what we call over generalizations. When you generalize things, um, what is that? What is overgeneralization? It's pretty much when one incident happens, or you in one situation or one instance, and you, because you experienced that one experience you had, or that instance you had, or that situation, that encounter you had, it was real. It's real. It is what you think it is. um, but even with that, so what you do is you take that and you apply it to everything else in life. You apply it to everything else, and now you operating from the standpoint that this is true in every other situations. Example. Example is, let's say there's a student. You're a student. I'll give you a couple examples. You're a student, you're in school, um, and then you had a test, right? And you did horrible. You didn't do well. You got it wasn't a good day. Maybe you didn't study, or you had a, I don't know, you had a episode, something happened, you didn't eat, you were hungry during the test, I don't know. For whatever reason, you got a bad grade in this particular test or class. You failed a class. Let's say, God forbid, worse, you failed a class. Okay? So because you failed that class, then you believe, okay, now I'm horrible at school, so this is not you fail a class. This is like something's wrong with you. You're a horrible student. Not that you got a horrible grade, but you're a horrible student. And then you like, I may as well just quit. I may as well just quit because, yeah, I mean, I may as well just quit because I'm bad with school. I'll never get this degree, so I'm gonna quit, right? And I laughed when I was saying that because it reminded me of a story of a friend of mine when I first came to the US. Um, if you have not noticed that I don't sound that I sound a little different, um, I'm gonna confirm with you. No, I was not born and raised here. So I was born and raised in the island of Haiti. So I grew up speaking Creole. Speaking Creole. When I was growing up, they didn't teach us how to write it. That's a different story. So it's more difficult to write and read Creole than it is to speak it. So, anyways, giving you a little history, um, or a little cultural awareness. Um, you're welcome. And also in French, because all our schooling in my time, all our schooling was done in French, um, because we used to be a French colony, and we're not anymore since 1804. Another piece of history. We actually were um, the first black republic in the whole world. The first set of slaves who revolted and decided, you know what, enough is enough, and we took care of business, and we became the first independent black republic nation in the whole world. We take a lot of pride in that, and we went around helping people, in Venezuela and other places, even here in the US. So yeah, we take a lot of pride. Where am I going with that? Yeah, so I almost forget with the stories. So my friend, when I came here, so I had to learn English. In fact, um, I remember a week or two after I came here, someone saw me and say, "Hi, sweetheart, how you doing?" And I said, "Huh?" Because I had no idea what she meant. It's funny because we did do English in high school, but I guess I didn't get anything out of it. So, anyways, I'm getting to my story. So I had to learn English. Went to Miami Dade, and I was taking English 1101, and then I wrote my first essay, which I love writing. I think I'm a good writer, but I after I wrote the essay, I didn't get a good grade. So I was so upset. I was crying about it. And a friend of mine, came and he looked at it, and he read it. He was reading it and then made corrections. And then he said, no, you're good. You can continue because your problem is you used to writing in French. So even though you're writing in English, you made the punctuations, the commas, and the periods, you misplaced them. Because in English, there's such a thing as run-ons and complex sentences, and so it's just different. We put um, we do the punctuations in English versus French is different. So he's like, that's all you need. So just take the class prior to 1101, so that way you can learn those rules, so that way when you go back to 1101 you can. But so I thought this it brought this story back to me, that experience, because I was ready. Well, I don't think I was gonna quit school, but I was so devastated. I thought, I'll never get English. I'll never be able to speak English. I'll never able to write it, and my whole world is doomed, because I had dreams. I wanted to go to college. I wanted to, do different things, and I was studying law in my country, and here I am here, and I can't write English. I had a bad grade in an essay, and I thought I was a great writer. I've always been praised for my writing when I was growing up. So what in the world? You see? So I went to the generalizations, and I was ready to give up had my friend not said no. And he said, if I knew you couldn't do it, I would have told you to use your money that you pay in college. You would use your money and eat rice and beans. Eat some chicken and some rice and beans with your money. But he's like, but you got it. You can do this. So he helped me understand where to place the punctuation so I could. And here I am here talking to you. So that's another example of overgeneralizations. And this, in the past few days, I found myself leaning towards that, with everything that's going on in the country, and people that you interact with, good people that you love and care about, that love me too. But then I felt like we're misunderstanding, and putting things out there that made me question their understand, either they uninformed, misinformed, or don't care, so because a few people were doing that, and I had to be mindful, because it made me want to question, you know everybody else in my life that fell into that category. Is like, okay, so what's my place there? Do I belong here? What's going on? So yeah, so that's overgeneralization, and that's the mindset that I wanted to talk about today. That's one of the many cognitive distortions that exist, because what they do, um especially the overgeneralizations, when you do that, it robs you. It robs you of opportunities that you could have had. It robs you. It made you believe things that are not real, and you, because you believe things that are not real and productive, then because again, remember, we act at what we believe, then we go and take actions, that would impact our relationship, and it keeps it, and it may even robbed us of opportunities to build some meaningful relationships, and have some meaningful conversations, and fulfill some dreams. So that's what I had today, in minding your mindset, and taking care of your mental health. Again, I'm Tamara Noel, and I'm here in the Augusta area, but wherever you are, because of the internet and because of video conferencing and telephone and all that good stuff, we can connect. So if you have questions, you have comments about what I said, you have questions, if you interested in starting to address your mental health, your relationships. I like to say that I help people embrace their stories. I help people discover their power, discover their worth, and what an asset they are to this world, and really making their impact and making the most of their relationships and their situations. So you could reach me at 706-592-8424, or you could go to my website, www.yourwisdomsolutions.com, or tamaranoelspeaks.com, or you could even send me a message on Messenger, and then It'll be my honor to serve you and walk this journey with you. Okay? May God bless you. Blessings. Shalom. And I'll see you next week. Take care.